Welcome, and thank you for joining us on this session on Decentralized KYC, powered by Catalyst Blockchain Manager. My name is Jonathan Mayeur. I'm heading products at IntellectEU. And what I'll be talking about is what we've done with IntellectEU in the past on KYC, a project that we built, which we're very proud of, which is the Cube from Isabel Group, which allows you to share KYC information. We're going to talk about the value that it can bring, where technology can deliver value, and why we built Catalyst Blockchain Manager and how it can support decentralizing KYC and streamlining the whole data sharing processes. So a bit about IntellectEU. So what we do is we focus heavily on co-creating value together with our customers. So something that we did, as mentioned, is the implementation of Cube, which is a project we started about a good 3-4 years ago, where we did the development together with Isabel Group, and which is currently live with 4 major banks in Europe that allows them to share KYC information between the different entities. Now, what is the problem or the challenge with current KYC processes? It's very slow and expensive. And studies were done where, on average, every financial or big financial institutions, they have to spend about 500 million a year just on doing the KYC process and AML processes each time when a customer onboards. It's very tedious also for customers. If you have to run through the whole process, which can take from up to 30 to 60, even 150 days to really complete the whole process itself. While at the same time you have a large regulatory pressure as well, really making sure that all different corporates that are onboarded, that they are complying, and that we can reduce the fraud that is happening. And at the same time also for the banks, that we can reduce the fines that they have to pay if fraud is happening on the systems. So it's really with a mixture of having siloed data, which is currently not really reconciled or synchronized to each other, and also having a very slow and expensive process at the same time. So this is where technology like distributed ledger can actually add value to a real business problem. So as you can see here is, and maybe taking a step back, where distributed ledger technology can help is to allow multiple participants to have a shared version of the truth without necessarily trusting or needing to trust a central party. We still need a central party to give us regulatory and compliance guidelines, but where technology can help is to streamline and automate all those data sharing processes. So something that we've built is leveraging blockchain technology to allow different entities to share verified KYC information while still keeping business privacy, but also being GDPR compliant. So you really have to see it as a fingerprint of the data that we're storing in an immutable yet auditable way with different participants that allows them to have the proof of the data they have in their systems, that it's up to date, but also that it's the correct data and it's been verified by other participants in the network. Now, how does such a process look like, and where is the added business value for a customer and for a bank? So let's imagine we have a customer that's onboarding on bank A. The data can be pre-filled by either the customer or other external databases. What then happens is that bank, once the customer is verified and onboarded, the bank will then store that fingerprint, as we talked about, on a distributed ledger technology, which then allows, if the bank would go to another, or the customer would go to another bank to do the onboarding, that bank can actually, thanks to the platform and thanks to the technology, detect that that customer was already onboarded on a network. Again, all while keeping business and client privacy in place. And that allows them to then, on the one hand, verify the data that they get with the hash, with that fingerprint, which is on the system. And then, if needed, they can even get the most up-to-date verified data from another participant in the network. So what this allows us to do is to streamline the onboarding process and really allowing up to 80% of time savings for a corporate, and at the same time also giving the bank the assurance that they have the most recent up-to-date data in the system, and it has been verified by another participant in the network as well. Now, why Catalyst Blockchain Manager, and how does Catalyst Blockchain Manager support it? What we've noticed is implementing solutions on technology. The focus should always be on the value of the solutions, and we should not be distracted by the different complexities that lie underneath, being it on the technology side, that expertise is required, but also to maintain it, and at the same time also making sure that we're future-proof, that we can foresee future needs in terms of adoption, in terms of scaling, in terms of integration as well. And that's exactly why we built Catalyst Blockchain Manager, really as an operating system that crystallizes over 16 years of lessons learned of IntellectEU, that helps our customers and ourselves, when we're co-creating and co-collaborating with them, to build, deploy, manage and scale a solution, and giving them and reducing the risks of going to live. So you really have to see it as a tool, like as you can see here, that allows us to go from concept to market cheaper, faster, adhering to all enterprise needed requirements, such as security, high availability, having failovers in place, but also making sure we have no enterprise vendor lock-in. So this can be deployed on any mainframe, on any cloud infrastructure, and it really allows us to focus on what is the value of the solution that we want to create, such as the KYC one that we presented, and allowing those IDs to come to life. And then, as mentioned, one use case that we're very proud of, that we were a part of as well, is the Isabel, the Cube project, which is a KYC data sharing solution from Isabel Group in collaboration with IntellectEU. And it really allows different banks to share verified corporate data with each other and streamlining the whole onboarding process of a customer and giving the banks also a better, an auditable and immutable assurance that the data they have has been verified as well. And that's by complying with regulatory and compliance regulation. And where Catalyst really helped is not only on the building phase, but now it's making sure that if other banks want to join that network and that initiative, it's a very streamlined onboarding, as where Catalyst can really help on deploying the solution, on managing and scaling it, and making sure it can be deployed on any environment, all while adhering to all the enterprise-ready requirements that will be needed when we bring emerging tech in a regulated industry. So we're very proud of this use case, and this is exactly why we built Catalyst, on to help to bring innovation, to bring emerging technology in the regulated markets. Thank you for listening, and happy to answer any questions.